All right, guys, we are live here, and it's time to talk about some matchup recaps from week one. It was an ugly week. Some of you guys got dog shit teams, and it's time to look in the mirror and talk about this. And I want you guys to go talk about this with yourself in the mirror if I call you out, because you need to really drive it home to the guy that made these bad decisions to draft these crappy players. So we're going to start off with the biggest beating of the week, which was Jason just smacking around the new guy, Jack. You know, Yeti powered, and boy, was he ever Yeti powered. Derrick Henry popping off. Baker Mayfield, huge game. The Chicago Bears defense, great effort from the defense. That's all I'm going to say about any Bears moving forward. They disgust me, and I hate them. Jack, I mean, what are we going to do here? You got no running backs, dude. Jonathan Taylor sucks. He's terrible. David Montgomery's not usable. I mean, what's with you guys that are so keyed in on the goddamn Lions offense? We got a couple guys in this league that have two Lions players. They just lost their coordinator. They're not going to be as good. You have to understand that. So Sam Laporta, David Montgomery, they're both sucks. Stephon Diggs, not playable. Ramondre Stevenson, not playable. What are you doing with two Patriots, Jack? Come on, help yourself out. Just cut those guys. They suck. They're terrible. Jaden Daniels has got the sophomore slump going already. He missed his projection in a cakewalk of a matchup. CeeDee Lamb has butterfingers, can't catch a cold. So there you go, Jason with a huge dominant win over Jack. Sorry about your luck, Jack. Now, let's look at the lowest scoring matchup of the week. Was it the lowest scoring? It's close. Jared beating Tony Jr. with a score of 73-57. Now, first of all, you should both be ashamed of yourselves. All right, but Tony, you especially, because you lost to a 73-point game. That's humiliating. That's a humiliating defeat. I brought up this point a couple times to Tony, and I'm sure he's sick of hearing it, but you're listening to my video, so you're going to hear it one more time. The deal is every single one of you dummies that started a rookie running back lost in week one. There was only two rookies that should have been played in week one. Ashton Genty, O'Marion Hampton. No other rookie running back had a secure role. We didn't know how they were going to be used. You should not have played anyone else. Ironically, though, the only rookie running back that was worth anything at all was Bill Krosky. Who knew? Genty sucked. Hampton sucked. Travion, don't even get me started. RJ Harvey only had 6 touches. He looked electric when he got the ball, but he only had 6 touches. It was just a terrible week, and it's a valuable lesson to you guys. Stop starting rookie running backs in week one. It's a bad idea. It never works. They take a few weeks to get going. I wouldn't start most of those guys in week 2. Let's give it a few weeks and see what's going on. In any event, Tony spike picked Burrow Chase to keep Jason away from him, and it's going terribly. Burrow and Chase amongst the worst players in all of football at this point. They're on the shitty-ass Bengals who almost lost to the Browns and Joe Flacco. Just embarrassing. On Jared's side of things, if I'm going to say something positive, Kyle Pitts beat his projection. Outside of that, Jared had a horrendously bad week. The only 2 players to hit their projection on Jared's week were Kyle Pitts and Breece Hall. Achane sucks. Jefferson sucks. Drake May's horrible. Tyreek Hill's washed. There you go, guys. So bad week for the old Jared Bear, but Jared gets the W anyway. Now you got Stafford infection versus the Patriarch, and that was kind of a mid-tier battle, 87-82. Wasn't a terrible outing for either one of these guys, so there is hope for the future for both of you. You look at Reese had James Conner, Kyron Williams, and Chuba Hubbard all scored double-digit points. Nobody popped off, but that's about what those guys do pretty much every week. They're very consistent, so good on you there. Puka Nacua had a big outing. He looks like he's just the clear alpha, and Davante Adams is just there to serve him brunch. So it looks like to me. So we'll see what happens. But Adams in the third round looking kind of ugly right now. Maybe that changes, but I wouldn't count on it. Now, you look over at senior, 29 points out of I'll get to Josh Allen in a bit. But Lamar Jackson, and lost anyway. Now, why did he lose? Because Travis Kelce decided to murder Xavier Worthy on one of the first plays of the game. It's as simple as that. Travis Kelce is a liability on the field and off the field, and now he's on my goddamn fantasy team, and I hate every second of it, but I needed somebody because George Kittle died on the field last week. Senior, Genty's workload was encouraging. What was not encouraging was his 2 yards per carry. Legit 2 yards per carry, 1 yard per reception. He rolled his lazy ass into the end zone. So, I guess that's good. Genty looking like a massive bust so far. I'll tell you a guy who's definitely a huge bust is Jalen Waddle and basically anybody on the Dolphins. The Dolphins are the worst team in football, bar none. If you have any of them, get out now. They're terrible. They're the worst. The only Dolphin that's worth trading for is Tyreek Hill because he might get traded somewhere else. And if that happens, Tyreek will pop the hell off because he'll be out of the Dolphins' disgustingly bad organization. So there you go. Hope for the future with senior, as I don't think George Pickens and Mike Evans are going to suck forever. Although, you never know. Mike Evans just might not want to play for senior. He has held quite the grudge against him. Now, you got Kevin beating Joe by less than 2. Good Lord. James Cook came through for Big Kev when he needed him, and James Cook looks like he's going to be a really good running back again. Isaiah Pacheco, really glad I got rid of him. He's awful, just terrible running back. Trey McBride, solid outing, but I got the better tight end from Kevin and Travis Kelce. Listen, I got to tell myself what I got to tell myself to be happy about this. So you just let me have it, okay? I got, Jordan Love, not a bad week for Jordan Love. All in all, not a lot of positive to say about Kevin here, though. He only scored 65 points. That was still managed to be enough to beat Joe, the fighting Steve Sucks Lady Boy Wiener. Bo Nix, second year collapse is a real thing. It's going to be ugly all year for Bo Nix. So go use some fab. Go get Pat Mahomes. Go get Dak Prescott. Go get somebody you can actually start because Bo Nix is a goddamn embarrassment. Marvin Harrison Jr. Saved his day with a nice little touchdown grab. Other than that, it looks like he's the clear number 2 behind McBride still, who out-targeted him, ran more routes, and everything else. Again, the 2 Lions thing, Jahmyr Gibbs, Javonte Williams, they combined for 7 points. Diversify a little bit, man. You can't be rolling out. Like, there's only one football, all right? So a running back and a wideout from the same team, you're limiting your upside unless that team's going to score a shit ton of points. Maybe last year that was fine with the Lions, but they ain't that team anymore. So you got to figure something out there. Devonta Smith and, basically any of you that own Eagles receivers, you're going to know that they're going to have games like this because sometimes the Eagles just don't need to throw. So they won't. And that's what happened here. Devonta Smith, better days will be ahead. No reason to panic. He'll be fine. Bucky Irving, elite usage, and he sucked ass with it. Hopefully he does better, but elite usage. Again, Omarion Hampton, fine. He's just fine. I expect him to get better as the season goes, but I also expect Najee to get more involved. So this could be right around what you get from Omarion Hampton. It's starting to look like maybe he was a little overhyped coming in. It's only 1 week. We'll see what happens. A little overhyped. So there you go. There's how Joe lost to Kevin in just a disgusting, horrible matchup that makes me want to throw up. And then I beat Steve, of course, for the 1,000th time in a row. I'm not sure Steve's ever beaten me in anything. He basically just got his ass whipped pillar to post. 34.88 from Josh Allen, and he still lost by what, 30? Jesus. That's how bad the rest of that team is. Again, like I said with Devonta Smith, there's going to be games where A.J. Brown's just not part of the game plan. And that was how it went. There's also going to be games where A.J. Brown puts up $150 and 2 touchdowns. But, you're just going to have to deal with the good with the bad, and the rest of your team isn't good enough to deal with that. Cortland Sutton, he's meh. He was overdrafted. He's mid, especially with Bo Nix looking like shit. Juwan Jennings doesn't even belong on a roster, for Christ's sake. There's like 9 or 10 better options in free agency, and he's hurt. Not really sure why a career wide receiver 3, because he had one good game last year, was being drafted in fantasy, but he absolutely should not be. He's dog shit. Bijan Robinson, I would be legitimately concerned. Not because I think he's going to suck. That's not what I'm saying. So before you get your panties in a bunch, just relax, okay? What I'm saying is Bijan Robinson is still splitting carries with Tyler Algier in the year of our Lord 2025. Bijan is not going to produce first round value if he's splitting carries. He's going to be really good still, but more of a second or third round guy. He got bailed out with a 60-yard touchdown. He had like 13 points on the first drive. He scored 5 for the rest of the goddamn game. I mean, it's going to be boom or bust with Bijan. He's going to need to hit a home run. Travion Henderson, you guys know my thoughts on starting a rookie running back this early in the season. It's stupid. It never works. Mark Andrews is downright not rosterable. He's just as cooked as it gets. He's more cooked than Travis Kelce, which is impressive, by the way. And then, Steve, you still haven't changed your name to Kendall. And that's, of course, after Kenneth Walker. So, got to change your team name to Kendall. On my side of things, I mean, I just have much better players than Steve, so I kicked his ass. That's all I need to say. There you go, guys. I will hit you up probably Thursday, I think, for the matchup previews, because I want to talk to Joe about this Lions situation in person. And maybe talk to him about who he can cut Jameson Williams for and get maybe an actual good wide receiver. So there you go, guys. I'll see you on Thursday. Suck it, Steve.